Today we're talking about Les Pauls and SGs. Let's go. Hey legends, back again today. Now today we're going to be talking about a Les Paul and an SG. Things I like about them, things I don't like about them. And I'm keen to hear your thoughts too. So before we get started, remember, like and subscribe, and if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. So this is a SG. Theoretically, it's a Les Paul. This is a 1962, so when this came out in 61 to 63, these were known as Les Pauls, but it's now known as an SG. SG shape, solid guitar. So, awesome. I mean, Tony Iommi, Angus Young, there's so many cool SG players out there. I myself love an SG. An SG was my first ever Gibson because I'm a huge Angus fan. Things I love about SGs. I love how you can get right up here. Due to the cutout, thin body, you can get your hand right up here, hit those real high notes. Pretty cool. They look awesome. They sound awesome. Being that they're a bit thinner too, I feel that they cut through the mix a little bit nicer. Just the way they're put together. Still a neck through. They look pretty cool. Now, when I play an SG, I actually have these a little bit higher up than I do a Les Paul. I just feel they feel a bit more comfortable. Now, some people are going to say SG seem to neck dive a fair bit. I've never really had that issue, but in saying that, this one's got the sideways wiggle stick. I've got another one that's got a vibroller as well. I've got a couple that don't, but I use... The way I have them when I stand up, they're more on an angle like this. They don't seem to dive down as much. So, yeah, that's the SG. So, same, two-tone, two volume, three-way selector switch. Thing with this, for me, I actually prefer the switch up here on like a Les Paul. I just find it, some people say it's in the way, but I personally find it's cool just for a quick, easy access. Some people do like it down here. I personally like it. It's not that I hate it down here, but for me, I'm so used to having it up here on a Les Paul. So that's me. The neck on an SG traditionally is a bit thinner than a Les Paul. Yeah, I just feel SGs, I find, play a lot easier. They are really nice to play, but they do play a lot easier. Now onto the Les Paul. So, Les Paul, you can already tell I struggled to lift this one up more than the other. This is a lot heavier. Thicker body, fatter neck on this model. What can I say? I'm a Les Paul guy. I love SGs, but there's just something about a Les Paul that I really just, really can't not get enough of. I find the heavier for me, the better. They do hurt your shoulder and whatnot after a hard night of playing, but I feel that's part of it. It's all part of it. Like, I love guitars that you've got to fight to play. As I said, SGs play nice and they look cool and they are a great guitar, and I'm happy with SGs. But if I had to pick a go-to guitar, it's going to be a Les Paul. I don't know why. I mean, I can't access the higher frets as easy as I can on an SG, but there's just something about a Les Paul that I really love. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these already, so hopefully you're dropping some comments down there to arcs away. But there's just something about a Les Paul that sounds nice. The neck pickup. Now, some people are going to carry on about the EMGs and ear cool. Get over it. I like it. That's all that matters. But yeah, the neck pickup on a Les Paul sounds just nice and creamy. On an SG, I still feel they sound nice, but it's being the thinner body, it doesn't sound as full and warm. That's just my opinion. With it, when I play a Les Paul, I actually have it strung a bit lower than I would with an SG. One, to counter for the weight. Two, it looks pretty cool. It's a Les Paul. Come on. Like I said before, toggle switch up here. I prefer it up here, so when I'm playing going away, I could just bang, hit it up like that into the neck position, and then on a down strum, back down. Cool. As I said, some people think that gets in the way while they're picking, but yeah, for me it works. Yeah, I mean, how can you not like either though? Like, I mean, I'm pretty happy with both shapes, but you can see here next to each other. So Les Paul's got the one cutout, SG's got the two. Thinner bodies by a lot. Heaps lighter. Now this one is heavier than a normal SG only because of the 3 pickups and the sideway vibrola, but it's still super light compared to this. The neck on this one's fatter. It's a maple neck, but not all Les Pauls have that. But yeah, compared when recording, I find the Les Paul has a very thick, chunky sound, and SG cuts through the mix a lot nicer, so it's awesome for little lead breaks and whatnot. Not saying that you can't play rhythm with an SG. I personally think it sounds a bit too thin for my liking, but with my band and stuff, we play a lot of down-tuned stuff, and I feel the Les Paul it just smashes it out of the park. So pretty much, there's not a lot not a lot of cons about either shape for me. The layout of like the pickups and everything, and the pots and all that, fairly similar. As I said, the only really noticeable thing is the toggle switch. On an SG, it is lower near the volume pot. On a Les Paul, it's up higher. They both play great, but as I said, I feel like I've got to fight the Les Paul, which I like that. I like feeling that you're fighting against the guitar. It just makes it funner, if that's even a real word. But for me, it's just great fun playing Les Paul. SGs, love. I actually find SGs to play an SG sitting down, for me, it's comfortable playing like this. With a Les Paul, I can play it that way as well, but I play it more in a classical position, sitting down like that on one knee. I just find that helps with higher fret access, I should say. You'll see players like Slash and Zakk Wylde and stuff like that as well. They'll lift the Les Paul up for solos to get up there, which, one, it looks pretty badass, and two, it helps. But as I said, there's just something about these bad boys that have just stood against time, stood the age of time, and they just kick ass. As I said, SGs, you can't go wrong. But I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. So leave your comments below. Ask away. I'll answer any questions in the comments as well. But I would love to hear your thoughts on if you're an SG guy or a Les Paul guy. Thanks. I'll talk to you next time.